There's something nobody tells you about buying your first home. They tell you to check the roof. They tell you to check the foundation. They tell you to check the pipes, the wiring, the floors, even the grout around the bathtub. But nobody tells you to check the walls. Nobody tells you that a wall can remember, that it can hold something inside it, something no inspection report will ever catch, something that doesn't rot or decay, something that waits. It seeps into the air slowly, the way damp does, the way cold does, the way something terrible does, when it's been sealed in, painted over, and left alone for years, waiting for someone new to come along and breathe it in. I breathed it in for weeks before I understood what it was, and by then, everyone on my street already knew. They'd known since the day I moved in. Intro, I'm Alvin, and this is Common Ground Horror. I'm 24 years old, and that matters, because what I'm about to tell you only happens when you're just young enough to ignore every warning sign staring you in the face. The house, I live in Chicago, and 2 months ago, I bought a house. Not an apartment, not a studio, not some cramped rental. A house, 2 floors, front porch, backyard, fence, mine. At 23, that should have been my first warning, because things like that don't just happen, not without a reason, and definitely not without a cost. The listing had been sitting for months. I didn't ask why. The price? It wasn't high. That's what made it wrong. It was the kind of number that makes your chest tighten, because deep down, you know it shouldn't be that low. A house like that in Chicago doesn't come cheap, unless something comes with it. Something no one wants to talk about. But I didn't ask, because I didn't want the truth. I wanted the house. My realtor showed me the place twice. She talked the entire time, constantly, like she was trying to fill every second with noise. Look at the lighting. Original hardwood, great space. She kept saying that. Look at the light. So I did. I looked at everything, except the wall. The stain was there both times. Same spot. Living room. Lower section of the wall. Painted over. Badly, like someone didn't want to erase it. Just hide it enough to stop thinking about it. But it was still there, bleeding through. Brown, uneven, wrong. Not water damage. Not mold. Nothing I could explain. I looked at it for maybe 4 seconds the first time. 3 seconds the second. Then I looked away, and that was my second mistake. There was a smell too. Not strong, not obvious, just there, always there. A quiet, sour presence in the air, like something sweet had gone bad a long time ago and never left. I told myself it was normal. Old house smell. You get used to it. You always get used to it, right? Like you finally got an answer. And sometimes, late at night, when the house is completely still, I swear I can smell it getting stronger. And I start to wonder. The dog, I moved in on a Saturday. My dog came with me, a small terrier mix. Happy, carefree. He loved the place instantly. At least I thought he did. The first week, he started staring at the wall, not barking at first, just watching Still focused, like something had his full attention. I laughed it off. Dogs do that, right? They hear things we don't, smell things we can't. That's what I told myself. Then the barking started, but not normal barking. Not alarm, not fear. It was slower, deliberate. One bark, pause. Another bark, pause, like he was talking to something and waiting for it to answer. The neighbors. Then there were the neighbors. They watched me. All of them. Not curiosity. Not friendliness. Something else. Something worse. They didn't look away when I caught them. They just kept looking. Like they knew something and had already accepted it. Like I was part of something now, and I just didn't understand it yet. The truth, 3 weeks later, everything changed. My dog slipped his leash, ran across the street, straight into my neighbor's house, like he knew exactly where he was going, like he'd been there before. She was already waiting on the porch, like she knew this would happen. She opened the door before I spoke and said 2 words, "Come in." Her house smelled normal. Coffee, cinnamon, warm, safe. Everything mine wasn't. My dog sat at her feet, calm, like he belonged there, like he was finally somewhere right. Then she looked at me and said, "You don't know, do you?" And that's when everything fell apart. What happened? A family lived in my house. Mother, father, 2 kids, small kids. The father killed them, all of them, inside that house, in the living room, against that wall. Then he disappeared, vanished. No body, no arrest, no answers. They painted over it, covered it, tried to erase it. But some things don't leave. The smell, she said. The dog knows. We all know. And now she looked at me differently. You know too. Now, I still live there. I can't leave. Not yet. Not without losing everything. So I stay. I sleep with the lights on. I don't sit near the wall. I don't turn my back to it. Not anymore. And my dog, he doesn't bark now. He just sits there every night, staring at the same spot, silent, waiting, like he finally got an answer. And sometimes, late at night, when the house is completely still, I swear, and I start to wonder, I can smell it getting stronger. If whatever was trapped in that wall isn't trapped anymore,